Boom, boom. Welcome, welcome, family and friends. We got a new episode of Jerry and Friends. I'm here with a potential 2024 NFL draft prospect, Keygan Mayfield, out of North Greenville University. Keygan, how you doing today, man?
Doing great. Bless.
Man, I'm so excited you're here, man. This is definitely going to be a dope episode. I definitely wanted to open up with something. ESPN, they just dropped their top 10 DBs heading into the 2023 season, and number one they had Patrick Surtain. And I'm not gonna lie, you see the jacket. I'm a Chargers fan. I'm not. I like Patrick Surtain, but number one, like he's top three, but I don't think number one. Like I'm more of a Sauce Gardner guy, so I want to hear like your expertise. Like, what did you think of that list, and who would you have put at number one?
I definitely put. Patrick is definitely got to be up there top. He definitely came in the league and did his thing. But I definitely put up. Marshawn Lattimore, a lot of sleepers on him. That's one of my favorite DBs to watch playing. And I see you. You're a Chargers fan. Santi Samuels is great. You know what I'm saying? And he does his thing for real. So it's good to see that. But it's hard to get my top 10 because I love all types of guys across the board, man. They got different type of unique skills and things that I like to pick up from them, even watching them play. And Sauce is doing his thing also when he touched down. But Xavier Howard, guys like Jalen Ramsey, they're top five right there. I'm just looking to try to be up there for the day.
Yeah,
and that's my main goal is to be, looked at as one of the top DBs at some point in the league during my time there, whenever I do get there. So, I hope to just continue to learn from him too, for real. So, I'm always watching out. But my top one, man, I definitely go with just Marshawn. I like the way he's in the league, and Patrick Peterson too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the top two right there. Patrick Peterson, he's an OG, come from LSU. So, it's always been exciting watching him, how he crafts and how patient he is. Kind of reminds me of a real Revis, how he, his patience, his, form, techniques and stuff like that. So.
Nah, I like how you said Patrick Peterson. Kept the OGs in there because it's wild that like the current state of DBs in the NFL is so young now. Like they're all like around our age, and it's like wow, like these guys are like coming in and just dominating off rip. Like you see this year, you had Devon Witherspoon go within the top 5 picks. You got Christian Gonzalez in the first round. It was a lot of stud DBs in that first 3 rounds of this draft, and I was just like, wow, like it's secondaries is becoming like a lot more popular.
Yeah, man, it really.
So let's take it back. Kind of tell me like how you got into the game of football and what made you become a defensive back.
So just kind of like a little backstory. I started playing football at age 7, flag football, and like ever since I really picked up with football, like I guess just having the energy that I've had, I've just always been on the go and always running, sprinting somewhere. Having to be told like sit down somewhere. It's really been a helping factor in my life, just kind of to help me exert all the energy I needed as a kid, and then also focus on certain things going through life, with the lessons that you learn through football, and like that's really what's been helpful for me, like just being disciplined, working hard is something that you want, getting the results from countless time practicing, countless time studying plays, formations, is little things that you can pick up as the years go on and you grow up, being into like from the pee-wees to high school to college, stuff like that. So really just starting young, always being around it, always trying to being part of even a travel football team down there from Conover, and going up to Charlotte, competing in Charlotte, and also going through high school, man. I really just, there was a situation where like I ended up going to a private school, ended up getting a scholarship to go to a private school in Charlotte called Davidson Day, and man, that's really where I found DB. Like when I was being coached by a dude named Coach Moore, and he was down there, and like basically I didn't know really what position I wanted to play because I was playing quarterback my whole life. going through middle school until my freshman year of high school, sophomore year of high school, and then come my junior year, I went to that private school, and we kind of just played around with it. And, I ended up playing DB for a little bit, and playing DB just, man, ever since I started learning it and playing it, I just fell in love with it. Like the technique, the craft of it, just like the little key details that you have to pay attention to whenever you're going one-on-one with somebody. And then this, like, we're moving backwards the whole time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So the ability to, like, guard someone, shut somebody down, and while moving backwards and anticipate what the route is, going through yardages, like elimination, process of elimination through the routes and stuff like that. Like, past 5 yards, past 10 yards, which you'll get going, whenever it moves further down the field. So, man, just being able to be intuitive and like really be able to think about logical about those things and quick on the fly has just been something I just fell in love with. And, the physical aspect of it, of course. So, I mean, man, ever since then is when I fell in love with it. And, I've always been kind of, like, I played both sides in high school, from my freshman to my senior year. Mm-hmm. So, but being able to really lock in and be able to have somebody there to really teach me, like, specific things. And shout out to South Carolina group, Chachi. He definitely did help me develop as a DB as well. And a bunch of different trainers that I was able to get with and, be mentored and learn from. So, and like I said, man, I'm a big studier of film and guys that are in the league now and have been in the league. Just old guys like, Darrell Revis and, Deion Sanders and stuff like that. Just trying to really just learn from them. And I just, continue to hope that I can implement all these different type of things in my toolbox. That's something I was taught. Make sure you overload on your toolbox. Having things that you can use whenever you do go one-on-one or you are in the game, running zone to man, all types of different coverages. So I've been really excited for that and just really into those things.
No, that's awesome, man. Kind of give me a deep dive into your high school career. I'm currently a high school reporter, so I really enjoy high school football. So kind of tell me about your experience in high school.
Yeah, that's funny you say that. I've been really like kind of really trying to learn other people's experience as well with high school, having younger brothers and stuff like that. Just kind of want to lead them in the right direction. But with me, man, the high school experience was really good. I had my freshman and sophomore year, I had like a group of guys that was older than me, a year older than me, that I was able to learn from and kind of just develop under. But I wasn't reaching my full potential, just kind of like that I know that I could have been my freshman and sophomore year. I mean, I was really good at quarterback. That was my thing. Like I was quarterback. I had a good arm. I was able to scramble, do whatever it may be, and winning games and helping my team win and being like that guy on my team. So being able to transition from a quarterback to a DB was probably one of the biggest challenges in high school when it came to football. But I was able to pick it up and run with it, and that's really what has helped me out. But that transition from that private school called Davidson Day was definitely different. From a public, just getting two different aspects of and point of views from a public to a private back to a public. And it was kind of a little weird leaving and then coming back to the school that I just left because of situations with the private school. They ended up ending their football program, which was really unique because they just won. They went to the state championship 5 times in a row and won 4 of them, and so they basically had 4 state championships before I got there.
Wow!
And then we get to the semifinals the year that my junior year. So really, we could have went to the state championship the next following year. So, but like that environment, man, like I was around great coaches, like Chad Greer. He coaches down in South Carolina. His son is Will Greer. He played for the Panthers, and he's been in the league, bouncing around a little bit from team to team and stuff like that. But man, that's a great coach right there as well. But I was able to go back to Maiden, man, and they accepted me back, and open arms, great energy. Coach Will Burns, he was my high school coach at Maiden, and just trying to develop, man, and just make the best of every moment. And that's one thing that I tell all young cats, man, is like make the best of every moment. Every chance you get, start right now. You have a goal, you need to you have to put the work in. And I'm a firm believer, my religion, and I believe in Christ, and work without faith without works is dead. And that goes a long different way. But if you're not working for something that you believe in, it's just merely a dream. You know what I'm saying? Don't make your dream reality by going to put the work in, going to put the time in, making those sacrifices that you need, not being around certain things that you know that ain't what you need to be around that can jeopardize your position. Because, man, I've seen so many great players that, could be where I'm at or even further, but limited themselves because of certain situations they put themselves in, being around certain people that they put themselves around in. And I know that, we're kids and we're growing and stuff like that, but, so we have to have some discernment and, be the oddball out. It's okay to be, different. It's okay to make different decisions. It's okay to, not go with the crowd. And as I like to say, be the black sheep, all those white sheep, be something that's different and stands out. So.
No, that's some great advice because I'm from Charlotte myself. I went to Mallard Creek High School, so I've seen a lot of stellar athletes. Like you think, oh, they're gonna go D1, they're gonna do this, and they get caught up in that crowd, and it's just back at the crib. Still doing regular, working at FedEx. So it's good that you have that mindset this early, and you're like preaching that to the young kids because they look up to us, and like believe it or not, like I used to always think like dang, like they not really looking up to me. Like, no, they're watching. They're watching at every move. So that was real good, man. That was real good. You started your. Go ahead. No.
And even like when I went my junior year when I was at Davidson Day, man, I ended up getting a whole lot of recognition from the D1 schools, and then I was starting to talking to them, and then the program ended. So then, I go back to Maiden, and I'm not getting the same, phone calls, text messages, mail anymore from D1 coaches and stuff. So it kind of like knocked me back, and that was a learning process and a humbling process as well. LR Lenore Ryan University was one of the only ones that kind of came through and put the money on the table. So that's when I ran with after high school too. So
one of your top plays at Lenore Ryan, you had a game-winning interception against Newberry. Another one you had 6 tackles your freshman season. Kind of just explain more about your time at Lenore Ryan and what kind of went into that decision you transferring to North Greenville.
Man, I really it was a big situation with North Ryan being in Hickory, only 20 minutes from my house in Newton. So being a hometown guy, it was familiar. So, but I enjoyed my freshman. I was able to learn from really good guys. I was able to get around guys like Kyle Duggar, and Derek Young, and even Quay Mitchell. Some guys that you don't really hear about. Sherrod Williams, artist, and man, like some of those guys, not for COVID, a lot of things kind of messed up some people and the prospect type of frame of things, but I was able to get around some really good guys that put me under their wing and taught me and showed me a lot of ways to carry yourself and things like just putting the work in, and how to process game, and even in films and stuff like that. Like when we were watching film and studying and stuff, it was very helpful, man. And I can't hats off to them because they really really took me in as a little brother, and I can't I'm grateful for it, but being at LR, it was tough because, man, as I was a freshman and coming in expected to start, looking to start, and I had the athletic ability, but a lot of guys probably don't understand, man. It's a lot more than just athletic ability. It's knowing what you're doing and being able to earn. You'll hear a lot of coaches say, if I can't trust you, you can't play, and never knew what you were gonna get out of me whenever it came to like certain calls, and that me not being 100% dialed in to my playbook, and doing the film study that I should have been doing. So, man, that was a learning process after my freshman year, is to be able to really lock in on the classroom aspect of things when it comes to football, and knowing it's more than just good reps and stuff like that. It's consistency, and ever since then though, those have been my two main like principles and goals, is to be focused on in the classroom more than in the study room, the film room, or whatever, more than anything, and also be consistent. If I can do those two things, man, like that, they'll pick a consistent guy over occasionally great guy. And I've heard from some coaches and stuff. So, man, those are just some things I really held on to. And right now, man, I just being at where I'm at now, at the school I'm at now, it's just been a blessing, man. Like, I prayed on it before I got into the transfer portal. I was kind of teetering on after the sophomore year. The whole coaching staff, Coach Cronick and David Cole, they all left and went to Mercer. And new coaching staff came in, and I was gonna go before that coaching staff came in. But I just kind of sat on it, prayed on it a little bit longer because COVID hit, and it just gave me some more time to think about it. And so I ended up, earning the starting spot and actually having really good, time of that COVID season. But I ended up hurting my wrist right before that camp, and so it was a little bit of a recovery coming back. Had got knocked back into the depth chart to number 2, and so it was another humbling experience. Continue to pray on it though. Ended up coming in, making the most of every opportunity I got during this couple games that we had, and having that game-winning interception, that was big. It was a blessing. But I ended up making a decision to, God woke me up one day and was like, let's make this decision. Let's go ahead and do it. And I stepped out on faith, and got to the transfer portal. Felt that's what where I was being drawn to, and my heart was no longer at LR. And I love LR, I love Hickory, and it's not a bad school. I appreciate that school, but I just felt like I needed to depart and get away from the hometown, and I ended up going. I had a situation with other D1 schools, off rip trying to offer me and stuff like that, but just kind of like transferring credits is another thing. Kids that get in the transfer portal don't understand as well. Is you gotta make sure your classwork's there, your classes are there. They can all transfer to the schools that you want to go to, so you're not in a situation with eligibility. And there was just things that I was facing in that aspect that kind of hindered me from going to the D1 schools that were offering me, that were ready to get me and come up there. I don't want to say specific ones or whatever, but but it was great, man. It was a good experience, but it was another humbling experience with that. And so I ended up going to North Greenville University, where Christ makes a difference, and that's their quota. And man, I loved it. I loved the experience. I loved being able to be in the position I am in now, being a leader and being a starter, and being able to actually show what I am capable of. And being the film, man, it's just, I love it. And I'm having fun with it. And I'm just praying that I continue to thrive. And I'm just gonna let my work, let my film show, and just do.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. It's like I noticed when I was researching you, it was a huge jump from your last season at Lenoir Rhyne to your first season at North Greenville. So would you say, all the things you went through, all the setbacks, did that kind of like set up your mindset to like, they gonna film me this year, like?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was definitely a motive, man. Like it was a bunch of you hear a lot of outside noise, and it's good to hear it, but not let those things really affect you. But if they are gonna affect you, let them affect you positively. That's the fuel on the fire. Man, I already had that fire in me. I had the fire and motivation. go out here and prove something, not to people, but to myself that I am who I think I am, who I say I am. So, I mean, there was a bunch of opportunities that, I could have even went further with this past season, man. But, I'm grateful for the opportunities I was able to capture and, take advantage of, and, man, there ain't nothing but more to come, and I continue to work my head down, stay focused. Man, the opportunities are going to come. I just got to make sure I, execute on them and make them.
So I did my own scouting report, and I came up with the three top things I've noticed in your game. You got a nose for the ball, whether it's on special teams or in the secondary. Very active hands, allowing you to get a lot of PBUs, and great footwork that allow you to jump routes. So, kind of tell me, going into this final year at Greenville, what are some things you kind of like want to add on to your own scouting report to your game?
Um, Man, really just be a seeking missile whenever I get a chance. Really show my physicality. And really, I even want to even be more on the aspect of how good my feet are and how good my hips are, and just being physical. Those three things I want to be able to do very well. And having an IQ for things is another big one, man. I want to be very intelligent and meticulous about things that are going on in front of me. Being able to, see what plays are coming, see what routes are coming. Being able to process elimination from from certain formations, certain stems of a receiver that they're doing. But that's that. I want to stay true to those three ones right there because I appreciate that, and I feel like those are things that I thrive in as well. And I've always been told, man, hey, you got great feet, you have great hips. Like you seem so patient, and it's been a process for sure. Like it's been something that I had to get better each and every year. But I mean, I'm putting it all together, and when I just put everything together and have a complete season, I'll just be grateful for that. And hopefully that any scouts that are looking for a dedicated, hardworking young man that will come in and ready to work and already has the mental there and even some physical there that everything else can just be added on and make this program easier and just be able to make a smoother transition for everybody, not have to be worried about knowing that they have the ability to trust in what I'm gonna do on the field, and I'm looking forward to those opportunities as well.
Nice, nice. Kind of tell me about the NFL. When did you start to notice you were getting some looks for the 2024 NFL draft?
Just recently, this Greenville year, but I mean, I always knew that I was going to be a potential prospect. Like I always felt like regardless of what it may be, it could be a lot of recognition or just very little recognition. Any recognition is all I need. I just see my foot in the door. I get my foot in the door. I know that I can prove that I'm supposed to be there, and that's the biggest thing for me is just just capitalizing on opportunities. I don't ask to be the most notarized person either. I just want my work to be seen. I want to be respected for the hard work that I put in, and just let my journey speak to others. And everybody else, you may not be coming out as a 5-star or whatever, all these stars and all these ratings and stuff like that, or the best high school in that area in that state. But if you just put your head down and work hard, man, you're going to accomplish everything that you need to accomplish for real.
I totally agree. I totally agree. What are your expectations for this up and coming fall season with North Greenville? Like, what do you want to accomplish on the field and off the field?
I want to take my team to the national championship for sure. I want to be able to help us reach that, and because there ain't no better. I had 2 rings, 2 conference championships, rings with LR, and I know there ain't no better feeling than having another ring, man, and that's something I definitely want to obtain before I leave college. But from individually, I would just like to put my name on notice, and let the league feel me, All American, all conference, best defensive player of the year. Just really, really show out. Really, let people know that I'm here, and I'm somebody that should be looked at. And I'm supposed to be in the NFL somewhere or a professional league somewhere, just playing. And I'm looking forward to any opportunity I get. But I'm ready to put the league on notice and my name on notice and people to know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.